That transaction is actually between two currencies, right? And these two currencies are, are called currency pairs. Just like when you say a pair of shoe or a pair of earrings, etc. They are in twos. So when a transaction is made between two currencies in the forex market, those two currencies are referred to as what? Currency pairs. So right now in that transaction, the currency pair involved in that transaction is the USD NGN, right? Same as saying USD versus Nigerian Naira. So I'm going to write it here so I can see how it looks like in the written form. USD slash NGN, right? Now the USD slash NGN is known as the name of the currency pair that exists in that what? The transaction. So what do we do? So what do we do? So what do we do? Why it is written as USD NGN and not NGN USD is because right in that place, what is of value and what is like, you are actually making this transaction because you want USD. So the whole transaction charges and everything will be arranged or calculated based on what is the prevalent currency, like what is actually the base. Okay, let me use a better example to explain this. Just like saying between a man and his wife, okay, let's say both of them are trying to show up in a meeting or in a particular event where people are, they actually refer them to as Mr. and Mrs., right? So the man comes first for the lady. The reason is because in Nigeria and in African culture, and I don't know whichever culture, but what I know here is that the man is seen as the head. So he is first referred to. He's seen as the owner of the family. So in this case right here, USD is playing the role as the base of this transaction. So you can't say Nigerian USD because in the first place you are in the US doing this transaction, and also the USD is the one that is what the value at that moment, and that's what you want to buy, right? So USD will come first, right? So in forex, using the forex terminology, there is what we refer to as the currency that comes first and the one that comes last. So currency that comes first is regarded as what? The base currency. And the currency that comes last is regarded as what? The quote currency. So I'm going to do a little split right here. I can easily understand. So we have base currency and the quote currency. So the base currency is the main, like everything going on here is in respect towards this base currency. Okay, so now you have seen a currency pair like USD NGN. So let's talk about other currency pairs. So a forex transaction between the UK and the US. What's going to be the name of the currency pair? I repeat, a forex transaction between the UK and the US. What's going to be the currency name of the currency pair? The name of the currency pair, without any hesitation, We have the GBP as the Great British Pound and USD. Sorry. It's base currency here. And the USD as the what? Quote currency. Yeah. Are you seeing this? We have the GBP as a base and the USD as a quote currency. Now, in Forex, there's a prevalent rule amongst currency pairs that the higher in value currency comes first and is always seen as base currency whenever these two currency pairs are kept together. I repeat, the currency with a higher value is kept as the base currency. In this currency pair arrangement, it comes first for the second one. So you can see the USD NGN, we have the USD stronger than the Nigerian Naira. So the USD NGN, the USD has to come first. Now, the second example I gave, GBP USD. GBP has to come first because pounds is what more as a higher in value than USD. So right here, the GBP is the base currency and the USD is the currency. So in Forex, there is no such currency pair that exists as what? USD, GBP. Totally wrong, okay? It's only GBP USD that exists. And that's how the hierarchy keeps going. Okay, you can't get something different. So example of others we have a transaction between the euro and the USD, known as euro USD, where the euro is the base and the USD is the quote, just like that, right? So with this little explanation, I'm sure you guys have been able to understand why currencies are paired, what currency pairs are, and how they are arranged. Now, I can go over this very fast. Currency pairs are just what I can call as a combination of two currencies due to a transaction between them. Now, between between somebody in the US and a Nigerian in the US trying to exchange these currencies, because the Nigerian cannot make use of Naira in the US. And the United States do not see the Naira as anything of value, just like a paper. So you have to exchange. So once you exchange your Naira to USD, this becomes what you become able to use USD in the United States. So the transaction between the US dollar and the Nigerian Naira kept in a pair is known as what? Currency pair in Forex term, okay? And base currency is higher currency term, and the quote currency is lower currency. So I'm just giving 3 examples: USD NGN, GBP USD, and Euro USD. So right now, I'm going to give you guys a chance to maybe ask a question or so. Any question for now? You can unmute yourself and ask before I proceed.
No, it's clear, bro. It's really clear. The
All
explanations are clear. I understand it perfectly.
All right, so let me continue.
Okay.
Yeah, let me continue. All right, so let's continue from where we stopped. So I'm going to be grouping these currency pairs in different categories, okay? And we have them arranged in this format. And here we go. We have major currency. We have the major pairs, sorry. We have the minor pairs. We have the exotic pairs, okay? All right. Beautiful. So currency pairs are grouped into three major pairs, the minor pairs, and the exotic pairs. As simple as sound, right? Very simple. Major, minor, exotic. So I'm going to make sure I explain through these different pairs, right? So the major pairs, what are the major pairs in Forex? How do you categorize them? Why were they categorized as major pairs? So I'm going to I'm going to write this down. Now, the major pairs are pairs that contain US dollar, right? The major pairs consist of the USD, right? So the major pairs are pairs that you find the USD currency attached to in some way, all right? And these pairs include GBP USD, Euro USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, etc. Okay, etc. So these are the major pairs. There are many of them. Okay, so for you to go online and research, get one of them, right? So the major pairs consist of the USD. And why is it the USD? Okay, um why is it not any other sorry, let me fix this. Why is it not any other pair? Why must it be USD? We all know that USD is actually the world power. USD is a center of finance, okay? World power, and whatever pair that carries USD is known and is tagged as a major pair, all right? So I'm going to put that down. So with your camera, you can snap this or write down this. Okay? Very important to learn. All right, so we have next as minor pairs. The minor pairs. So the minor pairs consist of pairs. So you have many of them, okay? Many of them as in minor pairs. Um, right, so many of them. If you watch out very well, a higher currency comes before the lower currency, okay? So this is GBP CHF. What is CHF in forex? That's in Swiss. Okay, the Swiss is actually used by Switzerland. GBP Swiss. The next is Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen. The Canadian dollar is used by Canada and it's different from the US dollar. Take note. The Canadian dollar is completely different from the US dollar. How they have no connection. So they have the same sign. See, they see write them like a dollar sign, but its value is different and it's lower than that of US dollar. So we have the Japanese yen used by Japanese. We have the JPY. We have the Euro Swiss, Euro Canadian dollar, pounds Canadian dollar, Euro Japanese yen, and Euro British pound. Now the euro is higher than no, the pound is higher than the euro, but this is the only case where euro comes before pound. We all know that The highest currency in the world is the pound, second to the euro, and third is US dollar, right? There are three highest in the world, right? But in this case, euro comes before GBP, and this is the only exception you can see. So there are so many other minor pairs. You can search them out online, and here we go. Leave them here. So the next is rest is exotic pairs. Exotic The exotic pairs of a very consist of a very strong currency versus a very weak currency. Okay, exotic pairs consist of a very strong currency versus a very weak currency. Simple. Now, example of that, you start seeing USD versus the Mexican peso used by Mexico, USD NGN, USD ZAR. Right? ZAR is actually the South African rand, Mexico peso, and USD NGN, which is USD versus Nigerian naira. So there's so many of them. You go online and check them out. So the exotic pairs are comparison of mostly the USD and other very weak, like very weak pairs, very weak. All right. So those are known as what exotic pairs. So that's it. So what we have next is actually I'm going to explain um, the anatomy of the economic charts. When I mean the anatomy of the economic chart, I'm going to explain this whole sheet up here. And trust me, I'm not going to blow off your head with so many information this evening. I'm going to introduce you to what it means. And trust me, it's not as complicated as you think, right? It's not as complicated as you think. Easy. It's not as complicated as you think. If you look at it the way you see it on my screen, it looks like, damn, so much of information right here, but trust me, it's easy, right? It's easy, just take your mind off it. So I'm clearing my chart, and I'm going to make an instance with GBP USD, all right? We know that GBP stands for pounds, and USD stands. All right, I'm back. I'm so sorry what happened. I'm so sorry. I don't know how come the network went off, and don't worry. We resume what we're saying. Just remember it, okay? Talking about the GBP USD, very beautiful pair to look at. Now, when you talk about GBP USD and you see a chart like this, now, most of us here went to secondary schools and we did graph in school. So, right here, looking at this chart, and they tell you that this chart is a chart that represents GBP USD. This simply means this whole graphics here is trying to represent the value of GBP, which is pounds, in respect to the US dollar. It means this chart representation here is trying to represent the value of pounds with respect to the US dollar. Now, I'm going to make a different example with a real life situation, right? So just make sure you concentrate. I'm going to show you this, and I think you understand better this way. All right. So listen carefully. I want to do something very different, and trust me, it's going to be of help. So I drew two kids right here, one with a normal red head and one with a green head, and both of them have a stick-like body, right? The body is made with lines, okay? And in the box, you have what is common between the first two kids. Trust me, what's common between them? They are trying to ask you, what does kid A has and what does kid B have? That are similar. So let me write this. So what does A have and B also have that? Okay, that's what they mean by what is common between the first two kids. So what does A have and B also has? That's very, very simple. And this is what they do have. This guy has, they both have, put on my brush. What's up with all these messages now? Ah, I don't come this right? So what do these kids have in common? This is what they have in common because they got their body this way and this way too. A body, a cross hand, and two legs, all colored red. That's what's common between these two kids. All right, good. So right here we have kid C. I'm going to be drawing his hand, his body green. So you're going to tell me what's common between A and C. All right, so we're going to do a simple one. I'm going to draw the box. Beautiful. So what's common between A and C? I'm going to highlight it here as C. So I just said what's common between A and B? We have the body. And what's common between A and C? We have the head common, right? We have a red head common. Very important. So I'm changing the color right now. They can understand what I mean. And what's common? The red head. Because common here means what does A have? And C has that also. If you look at the both of them, it's just the head, red head, red head. What does A have and B also have? It's just what the body. So now, this is exactly what I'm trying to show you in this context, that this representation is trying to show you the price movement in a specific period of time between pounds in respect to USD. Why am I highlighting this in respect? Because if they bring the pounds and the Japanese yen together, it's not going to be exactly what you see on the pounds versus the USD. Because between the pounds and the USD, there are different connections, different comparisons. So the different comparison I have between A and B is that, like, compare A and B, the difference I see is only in the body. But when I'm comparing A and C, the difference I see is only in the what? In the head, like only in the body rather. Like the body is green, and here we have a red body. So what is common here is the head. If I'm comparing the both, I know that okay, the bodies are different. But if I'm comparing A and B, I know that only the head is different. Like a red head, a green head here. So they are different. What is common? What is uniform between them is just the body. So if I'm looking at the GBP USD, I'm trying to see what prices have done, like the value. Forget about the word prices right now. So let's focus on the word value. The value of the pounds has been increasing over time. So now, this is the normal graph you have been taught in school, and the y-axis, which is the vertical point, represents the GBP USD, and the x-axis represents time. Okay, so here represents what? Time. At what period of time did this happen? How long has it taken? So here is time, here is the value of the currency, and right here you can see different prices. So I'm going to make this very easy for you to understand. So right here I'm going to put we have 5 minutes to end this meeting. Okay, so what's 5 minutes? Yeah, right. So let's get to it. So yeah, right here I can put something like world. right? So and here I can put 1.5 here, and here I can put 1.4. Okay, I can put in 1.3. Right. So what this actually means is that at a particular time, which should be labeled here, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or first of this, second of this, third. Anyhow, it can be a daily time frame or a weekly time frame. But what I'm trying to show you guys here is that all these numbers written down here is trying to say, as at this point, £1 equal 1.2 USD. That's why the 1.2 is here. That's the meaning of these numbers you see here. Means £1 equals what? 1.2 USD. And right at this moment, at this time where it has risen a little bit higher, we have this to be £1 equals to 1.3 USD. When it rose even higher, we had £1 equals to 1.4 USD. And when it even rose higher to this point, we had £1 equals to 1.5 USD. So why is it always £1 equals to USD? Only the USD is changing, right? Only the USD is changing, but the pound is always £1 because the pound comes first and it's the base currency. It doesn't shift. So whatever representation you see on the chart, it's just trying to show you that as at so time, £1 costs so USD. The quote currency is what is changing on the chart. So this whole chart representation is how the pounds is in value. How strong are the pounds? Now, if right here, £1 costs 1.2 USD, it means it is very, very different as compared to when £1 costs 1.5 USD. It means the pound now has increased in value. Like the pound is now very valuable that even the US dollar, it needs more than $1 to measure up to £1. That is why you see it increasing. It takes more than $1 to measure up with £1 over time. So it means as time is going, the pound is increasing. As time is going, what? The pound is increasing. As time is going, the pound is increasing. And that is just the whole idea about the economic chart. That's the meaning. Like the y-axis is normally on the right side. That's the only difference. But I'm using this left side because this is what was familiar with us based on secondary school knowledge and all of that stuff. So we are coming to the end of this meeting and we will resume tomorrow on this meeting. You can ask questions on the group and I'll answer them with voice note. But do well to watch this video and I need your reviews on this video, all right? Thank you for watching.